Okay, today introducing Superb Clean Sanitary Pad. This is Superb Clean Sanitary Pad. We have our night, this is the day, the liner and the mini. Okay. And this is the normal packing, and most of the packing will come in this form, which is plastic. The minute we open, very seldomly we will actually seal it. The difference is that Superb Clean here is completely sealed. Okay. The minute we take one out, we can seal. But the most importantly is that it has an expiry date of 3 years. Whereas here does not show you any expiry date. Okay. As for the individual packing, this is the individual packing. Most times it will come like this, either with a tab or without, and it is loose. So we are very fond of keeping 1 or 2 pieces in our handbag. By the time you want to use it, it will definitely have things like maybe hair or coin, and is contaminated. Okay. So Superb Clean Pad comes in an aluminium foil packing. The minute we take one out, we can seal it back. Okay. Now looking at these two, the common packing, okay. This is a day pad. Importantly is that the gel in most of the brands in the market, the gel is actually industrial glue. So being industrial glue, it releases a lot of chemical. Okay. Superb Clean pads come individual packing like this. 360 degrees spread round. Minimum contact. The minute we open one out. Okay. Importantly here is the glue is food grade glue. So being food grade here, it will not leave any kind of chemical residue. The difference is that this is cotton based first layer, synthetic fiber. I'm going to use water to represent our menstrual using 50 ml. In a day, our menstrual is between 40 to 60 ml, so I'm using 50 ml. Okay. Is to see the absorbency. Same thing, 50 ml into the X brand. You see that it does not go in very fast, it's because the first layer has got a bit of wax. Most importantly is when a lady buy a sanitary pad, they look for, first is comfort, second thing is the absorbency. So I'm going to use a piece of tissue paper to show you the comfort and the absorbency. Okay. To simulate the pressure of sitting, I'm going to press this down. As you can see, it's totally wet and this is dry. That's a great difference. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you layer by layer. Superb Clean pad. Cotton based material is dry. Okay. X brand. Now this is synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber. Now if our skin is very sensitive, this will cause rashes and discoloration. Okay. Now we will see the second layer. Now this second layer, X brand, nothing very much. It can be torn. Okay, basically it's made of paper. Okay. And our second layer, now this is the most important thing in the sanitary pad. Our second layer, this strip here, actually releases negative ion. Okay, an ion. It also has far infrared and magnetic energy. In having these properties, it will help to bring back the balance in our reproductive system, and also to correct any symptomatic problems like discharge, abnormal discharge, itchiness, okay, or odor or cramp. Okay, so this has got a lot of minerals in it, and that is where it can be of great help. Okay, now let's look at the rest of the materials. Most pads in the market in general is actually made of this material, and it is actually recycled paper. So being recycled paper, they have to treat it from collecting from factories and homes. You have to treat it. First, they have to remove the odor. Then they have to make it as pure and white as cotton. So this is the reason why it's always called cottony soft and cottony white. So in doing that, they have to use a lot of bleach. Now the bleach that they go into this material is actually many more times stronger than those we use for our clothes. And in that itself, it releases another chemical called dioxin. Now dioxin is worldwide known that it is actually cancer causing. So this is the reason why we have to let a lot of ladies, users, know that they have got a better choice right now. So don't use recycled paper, which is rubbish. Okay. Now let's look at our Superb Clean pad. Okay. It has 8 layers. This is the fold, and we shall check what is this layer. Even how long I soak or I crushed it, it will not change the color of water. Okay. Now this is a cotton-based material, making it safe for the person that's going to use it. Okay. And the rest of it, we have gel. Now this gel is actually is by the company Sumimoto from Japan, and what happens here is that in contact with liquid, it will absorb the liquid until it becomes maximum, expand, and then it will turn back into water. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the whole thing inside. Same thing here. They are both day pads. Okay. Now I'm going to use water to simulate the body's heat, because one of the main importance here is that when we are using our sanitary pad, we have to be really comfortable. So this is hot water. Same thing. Simulating our body's heat. Now we have in every box of sanitary pad that have the 4 designs, we have an indicator, Now this indicator is for us to self-check to see whether there's any activity going on in our womb. Okay. We only open it when we want to do a test because we don't want to oxidize it. So inside we have a chart and we have a tab. Use a clean cotton bud, insert it into our vagina, use the liquid tap here and wait for 30 seconds. If let's say after 30 seconds, if it is around here, which means that there's some activity going on because this is normal. Now we should indicate this dark color here, which means that there's serious problem. So some of our friends, what they do is that they use the panty liner. It's because now this strip here will be able to help to correct any imbalance. So after a week, use a clean one, a new set, and check again. Now before it was here and it has come here, very good. That means your body has actually taken charge and correcting the matter. But if let's say after a week, your second test, and it still stays around here, then please go and see your gynae because early indication will actually arrest the problem much better. Okay. Now besides this, another important thing to use is actually our panty liner. All 4 designs have the strip that gives out an ion, magnetic energy and fly infrared. Now, panty lining here is most useful. It will be advisable to use it on a daily basis to protect ourselves. But we do have friends that actually use this to correct conditions like hemorrhoids, which is piles, by placing it a bit behind. And also menpun, you can actually use this to correct conditions like prostrate by placing it in your brief, by gluing it at the front. Okay, put a few drops of water. The main thing here is that Superb Clean pads, you can actually use it for 4 hours. But the advice given by World Health Organization for normal brands is every 2 hours we must change, because by then the manifestation of bacteria will have maximized, and that's the time they migrate into the body. Okay. You can see here, there's no mist here. It's because this is plastic and it's not breathable. So in conditions like this, you're actually encouraging the manifestation of bacteria faster and much more. Okay. Whereas in Superb Clean, it's breathable, okay, which means that the person that's going to wear it is going to be comfortable. And this material is like our skin, it's like the pores. It breathes, but it does not leak out. Okay. Most importantly, it is environmental friendly. So with many ladies throwing this on a daily basis, on a moment's basis, we are actually helping the protection of the globe, okay? Earth. So now you can see that this has turned yellow, giving an indication that there's a lot of bleach present, and both are day pads and same amount. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add more water to our Superb Clean, and you can see the absorbency. Okay, it can take even more, and you can see that it is solid, but it will melt with maximum water. Okay, because this will turn into water and there will not be any residue left. So make a choice today. Superb Clean pad for protection, and don't use rubbish. Thank you. Now, sanitary napkin is something in which all ladies have to use, and we cannot do without it. World Health Organization have done a research on it and found that very high percentage, 80+% of ladies using poor quality sanitary napkins actually give them a lot of problems in the reproductive areas, like for example itchiness, abnormal discharge, cramps, pain, odor. Okay, so in Superb Clean we have certifications done by independent body like SGS, we have ISO, but we also have a halal certificate, even though it's not an edible product. And we have 4 designs. Okay. This is our day pad, 260 mm for our day pad, and we have our night. The night is 300 ml. Importantly is that both day and night we have this anti-leak on the side. Okay. We have one mini. Now we have a design which we call the mini. The mini has gel inside. So this is most ideal for, like, for example, day 3, day 5, little girls that just started their menstrual, or even ladies that have menopause and have a bit of incontinence. Okay, and we have our liner. Now this is most ideal to be used on a daily basis for protection. So all 4 designs have the most important thing, that is the strip. Okay, this strip. Now this is the thing that makes the difference. So I hope you all ladies will actually protect yourself. Use something that is good for you. Thank you. And it comes in a box. Okay. So we have all 4 designs. Okay. We have 6 liners which have 30 pieces inside. We have 4 nights that have 8 pieces in it. And this is the day. We have 7 packets of it with 10 pieces in it. And this is the mini. We have 2 packets of it with 18 pieces. In total, in this box here, you have 19 packets together with the box of indicator here, which has 6 pieces in it. So this is one box which we call the mix.